right now at 7.
Californians asked to conserve electricity tonight as the state's power grid gets put to the test.
An increase in untraceable ghost guns hitting the streets. Why a new federal law could be to blame.
Those $20,000 prototype trash cans, well, at least one of them having some struggles here in San Francisco. We have some questions for Public Works.
Students welcome back with great fanfare in San Francisco, but on the first day of school, the district still has some gaps to fill.
Right now on KPIX 5 News at 7, streaming on CBS News Bay Area, looking across the Bay Area, where a statewide flex alert is active right now. Good evening, I'm Ryan Yamamoto.
And I'm Juliette Goodrich. That flex alert will end in about 2 hours. The voluntary electricity alert is issued because of the excessive heat around the state, causing a high energy demand. So here is a look at CalISO's website during the peak hours of energy usage. And you can see the current capacity of the grid is more than 51,000 megawatts. And the current demand now just over 41,000 megawatts.
So if you're returning home just now, you can put off doing some of those chores you're being asked to avoid running large appliances like dishwashers and washing machines. Turn off all unnecessary lights and to keep your thermostat at 78 degrees or higher. Experts say all these steps will take stress off the state's power grid.
I think the nature of any power grid is that it has to be balanced, like from second to second over a very, very big area for it to work. You know, a supply and demand needs to always be matched identically.
The state also relies on solar and wind energy, which must be considered for a flex alert. That alert runs once again through 9 p.m. tonight.
Okay, and that flex alert issued because of excessive heat. It's already starting to cool down a bit, so let's check in with First Alert meteorologist Paul Hagan.
And today wasn't as hot as yesterday for inland parts of the Bay Area. Still above average, but the clouds associated with those spotty showers and even a couple of thunderstorms knocked a few degrees off of today's temperatures. The last cloud-to-ground lightning strike that we saw in the Bay Area was before noon, so it has been well over 6 hours since any of that has happened around the Bay Area. Most of the cloud-to-ground lightning has been concentrated in the mountains of Northern California and in the higher elevations of the Sierra. We had about a dozen cloud-to-ground lightning strikes around the Bay Area. The fire crews are going to continue to monitor those. And the thunderstorms weren't completely dry. Technically, the big winner in terms of any rainfall out of these was Davenport along the Santa Cruz County coast, over 1/10 of an inch of rain. But for the most part, we're talking about basically trace amounts out of those showers and a couple of thunderstorms that rolled across the area earlier. Tomorrow, the story is back to temperatures near normal around the Bay, 60s and 70s, but still about 3 to 5 degrees above average farther inland, a mix of 80s and 90s, but not that far out of the ordinary for the middle of August. We'll take a look at what the weekend forecast brings us coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, many students across the Bay Area heading back to class this week, and it was the first day of school for these students in Sunnyvale today. And while hundreds of these students are back in school, some districts are facing a teacher shortage. KPIX 5's Reed Cowan on the push to hire more educators in the classroom.
Before the bell, bellows and cheers for our kids going back to school. Willie Brown middle and junior students coming in strong.
This is very exciting. You can see we put out the red carpet treatment for our students, and it's what they deserve after an incredibly challenging year last year. We're so thrilled to welcome them back.
Dr. Matt Wayne, superintendent of San Francisco Unified, tempers celebrations with the search for more teachers. Hiring has been hard. In recent weeks, his district has had a mad dash to get enough teachers for day one.
We're committed to ensure that every student has a teacher in front of them the first day of school. And so we've been doing a lot of hiring up until the end, but we've also been working with our other certificated staff and have had ensured that teaching staff are assigned to the classroom so kids have a teacher.
Wayne says vacancies were filled either through new hires or reassignment of staff to teaching, but the recruitment, he says, continues. Some parents getting word in his and other districts that their students were reassigned to other classrooms. Leaders hoping students and teachers can be flexible.
We're doing what we can to continue to bring in staff.
As to COVID, masks are encouraged and COVID tests are on hand as the new year brings hopes that COVID won't crush the classroom experience. 12th grader Miles Bernard missed out last year on programs and internships because of COVID. This year, he wants better.
Getting back from what I didn't get last year, because of COVID, we were limited.
So students in the chairs, teachers to teach, and the school's top boss hoping it holds.
We're not back to pre-pandemic times, but it's definitely not like last year where there was so much uncertainty and unknown.
Reed Cowan, KPIX 5.
Parents of Ullola Elementary School in San Francisco protesting the district's decision to remove its longtime principal, Carol Fong. Fong faced backlash after she used the N-word multiple times while condemning the use of the slur by a student. A petition to get Fong reinstated as principal has gained more than 20,000 signatures. At a rally held today, parents say the district is showing a lack of respect and responsiveness to the Asian American community.
Someone like this is not a racist person, and I know her, and I can guarantee she is not. She did not do anything to harm our students.
Parents at the rally say the principal was engaging in a teachable moment with students. However, the district's African American Advisory Council says the repeating of the slur is unnecessary and a racist practice. San Francisco Unified issued a statement saying Ullola Elementary School and SFUSD are committed to supporting all students and families. The principal and staff look forward to the new school year and will continue working to ensure all students thrive in their learning environment.
A man accused of attacking a 49er fan outside a SoFi Stadium was arraigned today. Brian Cifuentes appeared in a Los Angeles courtroom where he pleaded not guilty. He was arrested back in January in connection to an altercation during the NFC Championship game. Police say Cifuentes knocked 49ers fan Daniel Luna down to the ground. He is charged with one count of battery with seriously bodily injury. Cifuentes' attorney says his client was defending himself.
It's already enough for me to self-defense because I believe my client. But obviously what the video shows, and videos are never perfect, what exactly the evidence that the district attorney's office wants to use against my client.
I ask everyone to remember that we all have a right to defend ourselves.
Daniel Luna is an Oakland chef. He was in a medically induced coma for a month following that confrontation. Investigators say he was with a group of 49er fans outside the stadium. They say he allegedly shoved Cifuentes from behind. Investigators say the suspect then retaliated by knocking Luna to the ground. Stadium security later found him unconscious.
Homemade firearms, commonly known as ghost guns, are flooding the market. That increase is likely due to new federal regulations starting next week. The firearms are often made in garages, not in factories. And the only difference, most privately made firearms created this way have no serial numbers, almost no way to trace them if they are later used in a crime, earning the name ghost guns. Well, now the federal government mandating serial numbers and background checks on all relevant gun parts used to make homemade firearms. They'll also require anyone who buys these parts to submit to a background check. Enthusiasts do not support the new rules.
They're going to be discouraging people from going out and participating in this hobby.
It's not going to work because it's the same thing. Criminals don't obey the law.
Multiple law enforcement sources say the new rules aren't meant to target hobbyists. They're intended to stop those who produce guns to sell to criminals who otherwise couldn't get a gun. Gun rights groups in 17 states, including Arizona and Texas, are challenging the constitutionality of the new rules, asking a federal judge in North Dakota to stop them from taking effect.
North Bay police searching for a possible intruder found a lot more than what they bargained for. Take a look at what they found inside a home on Fountain View Circle in Santa Rosa. Police say they were looking for a burglar when they noticed the garage door was open. They searched the home and they found narcotics, weapons, and money. Police say they arrested the homeowner, 39-year-old Ray Williams.
Well, a bill that would make it easier to build affordable housing in commercial areas is moving through the state Senate. But many are opposing the measure, arguing it takes power out of the hands of elected officials. Now, the process would allow city planners and city employees to streamline approved projects, enabling a much faster process when it comes to building affordable housing. Currently, it can take years for construction to break ground on projects.
It converts commercially zoned areas to be used for residential. So think about your kind of dilapidated strip malls. Those could be converted to low-income or mixed-income housing.
But opponents like Livable California, an advocacy group for residents and city officials, say, quote, approval of construction projects across such a broad category of zones is inappropriate, including office, retail, and parking.
Santa Clara County is ramping up monkeypox vaccination efforts. The county announcing today they started stretching their vaccines, increasing their supply by thousands of doses. Statewide, there are currently just over 2,300 reported monkeypox cases. Meanwhile, people in San Francisco will have to wait until the city receives more doses from the federal government. Today's clinic ended several hours ago. According to the San Francisco Department of Public Health, everyone who came to their walk-in clinic yesterday was able to get a vaccine.